So many institutional investors are now looking at Bitcoin and thinking.
Breaking news, Cathie Wood and ARK Invest say Bitcoin hits $1.5 million soon. This is based on their extensive research. Smash the like button. Send this video to one friend who needs to see it. This is their recently published Big Ideas report. By 2030, ARK Invests expects Bitcoin to hit 300K bear case, 710K base case, or $1.5 million bull case. And this is not even as big a deal as what Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve just said about crypto. But first, listen to Cathie Wood. She thinks $1.5 million Bitcoin in 5 years is even more likely now. Here's why.
We'll jog over to another part of the big ideas that I know many people enjoy, and that is about crypto assets or digital assets. And you'll see how we get to our base case for the Bitcoin price and our bull case. Many people know us for our bull case, $1.5 million, and we actually think the odds have gone up that our bull case will be the right number because of what is becoming the institutionalization of this new asset class. So many institutional investors are now looking at Bitcoin and thinking that they need to add it to their asset allocation because its return profile looks so much different and its risk profile looks so much different from all of the other assets in their portfolios.
So what do you think is more likely in 5 years? Bitcoin to 300K in 5 years, Bitcoin to 750K in 5 years, or Bitcoin to $1.5 million in 5 years? You can see here how she gets to each number. Comment what you think is most likely. It seems like everybody is waking up to the things that us and Michael Saylor have been saying for such a long time, that this is a revolutionary technology like nothing before.
It's not that hard to see that this is a $25 to $50 trillion a year problem for anybody with assets on Earth. It's very rare that you find a technology that's a solution to every rich person's problem and every poor person's problem simultaneously.
Either way, smart money knows that this asset class is going up. So, so many things could come next. Solana ETF, Cardano ETF, XRP ETF. There's a lot of exciting things on the horizon. We keep you updated on a daily basis. Make sure you subscribe, especially as Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve Chair, now seems like he has such a positive opinion on Bitcoin and crypto and banks getting involved. He's been speaking on it so much. First, let's start with this clip. This clip is actually more bullish, I think, than what was originally reported. The fact that he says Congress is working on rule changes right now.
Do you see any value or benefits in the U.S. government building a reserve of Bitcoin?
So, we're not allowed to own Bitcoin. The Federal Reserve Act says what we can own, and we're not looking for a law change. That's the kind of thing for Congress to consider, but we are not looking for a law change at the Fed.
And then he later goes further, clarifying his opinion, saying, we think it's fine banks getting involved in crypto. That's totally cool.
Our role with Bitcoin really is to look at, with crypto, really is to look at the banks. And we think it's, banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers as long as they understand and can manage the risks, and it's safe and sound. A good number of our banks that we regulate and supervise do that.
He denied fully any questions pertaining for his support of a CBDC or the Fed's support of a CBDC. He says he agrees with Trump, no CBDC.
You said yesterday that as long as you're chairman, the U.S. will never have a central bank digital currency. Is the Federal Reserve or any of its member banks currently conducting any studies on CBDCs, either for retail or wholesale purposes?
I mean, we're not doing any work that is designed to lead to a retail CBDC. That's not happening. When we don't support one, we don't have legal authority to do one. So no, the notion of a wholesale CBDC is really not one that we think about or accept. Take Fedwire. Fedwire is a real-time, digital process of trillions of dollars every day between banks. Is that a CBDC? Some people would say that's...
Gentleman's time has expired.
So, thank you, Chairman.
Thank
I
you.
yield back.
And then at the Financial Services Committee hearing from the other day, he was asked again. They give him every reason to FUD the crypto industry in this clip based on the way they set up the question. Instead of FUDing the industry, he draws a line in the sand. He says crypto is here to stay and we're okay with it.
With that spread and expansion of crypto, and the president is 100% behind it. He just started his own meme coin. He's making a lot of money off of that, which is another issue. My concern is that the spread of an expansion of crypto will infect the traditional banking system because it's a volatile, speculative asset, and we've seen some very sudden disasters with crypto. I'm just wondering, are there any backstops that we can use, any firewalls that we can put in place that might insulate the traditional banking system, because they have access to the discount window and they're FDIC insured, so there may be, second order impacts if we have a collapse of a major crypto issuer. Are there any extra things that we can do to protect the traditional banking system?
Yes. So first I would say there are really two things that are happening. One is banks are serving crypto customers, and we don't want to get in the way of banks serving perfectly legal customers as long as they understand the risks and that sort of thing. We don't want to single out any particular.
Are you speaking to custody?
Well, custody is more, the second thing is undertaking activities
Okay.
on their own, right? And in that case, I do think it's appropriate to as usual, as bank supervisors, make sure that we understand and banks understand the risks that are involved in the activity that they're taking inside an insured depository. On the other hand, you don't want to go too far. I think there were a bunch of disasters, as we all remember, and we don't want to, and we were reacting to some extent to those. You don't want to go so far as to overplay your hand on that. So I think we need to be mindful that many of these activities can very well be done inside of banks, and custody may well be one of them. In fact, in Fed-regulated banks, there are lots of crypto activities happening now. They've just happened under a framework where we made sure that the bank understood and we understood exactly what they're doing.
Right.
Understand this, guys. There are only 140,000 Bitcoin left on the OTC markets. If MicroStrategy makes 3 more purchases, all OTC Bitcoin is depleted. If the ETFs accumulate as much as they did in January, OTC Bitcoin is depleted. If the US and 15 plus US states begin to buy Bitcoin, you have no idea. There's almost no Bitcoin left, even for institutions. So for us who have Bitcoin, who could sell, at what price do you think it'll be worth it for us to sell the majority of our Bitcoin? It'd have to be pretty high, I think. Crypto has entered in this whole new era of adoption. I think quality projects will continue to rise to the top, or actually maybe even a multitude of projects, because we are in a new era. Hester Peirce says the SEC has no business investigating meme coins. This is a total 180 from Gary Gensler.
Commissioner, does the President and First Lady launching their own meme coins make your job more difficult?
I think one of the things we're trying to do is look at categories of tokens that are out there. There are lots of people who are introducing meme coins right now. Facts and circumstances matter. We always have to look at the facts and circumstances. But many of the meme coins that are out there probably do not have a home as in the SEC under our current set of regulations. And so again, if that's something that Congress wants to address, they can do that. Maybe that's something the CFTC wants to address. But many of those, I think, probably are not within our jurisdiction.
So right now, the crypto czar and his crypto council are working their butts off in Washington, and he says that they plan to be done with all of this in 6 months. So I'd expect laws to be passed based on their findings 3 to 6 months after this. It's an amazing time to be in crypto right now and know what we know, all while the market is in a dip. So many altcoins haven't even pumped yet. Guys, if you've been with us for a while, or if you take the time to study and you zoom out and have long-term thinking, how can you not be bullish? Subscribe to our channel if you're interested in making money in crypto. We keep you updated on the entire market on a daily basis. Now is the time to get involved, my friends. Now is the time to get involved. See you tomorrow.